Hey, what's up, everyone? Just a quick update. In this episode, we discussed the release schedule for the Season 2 rollout of Go Battle League. Since recording, Niantic has announced that that schedule has been delayed. We don't know what the schedule is. It's all up in the air for now. We'll be sure to release it on social media and cover it on the next episode once it becomes available. So just be mindful of that when we discuss the dates later in the show. Those dates are no longer valid. All right, enjoy the show. What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 129 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, hello.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
Welcome to this week's episode.
Are you winding down?
I am
cracking up.
I'm whining, but not dying.
I've never heard that before. I was laughing because I'm winding down.
I think I recently caught a wine
That's
horn.
good.
Or a rye horn. I don't know. I can't.
Well,
couldn't
now it's getting bad.
a wind on.
Oh man, I've got the White Claws going again tonight, so this is going to be interesting. We'll see how this.
I just have some Moscato going, so we'll see how tonight works out.
Pistachio, cheese, trees.
I don't have
Nuts?
cheese.
What? Trees? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I need some cheese.
No, go vegan. All right, so we had a conversation with John and AJ from Go Stadium earlier in the week. So we're going to cut to that in just a moment. But on today's show, other than that, remote raiding is here. Finally, we've been talking about it for weeks. It's here. I haven't done one yet.
I've done one.
Okay. All right. So at least we have something to talk about. But there's also a celebration that goes along with it, with a shakeup of Tier 5 raids. We'll talk about how that's going to roll out over the next few weeks. We have a massive 5-week-long research throwback challenge event going on. Tons of stuff to do, tons of stuff to have fun with, lots of bonuses, lots of Pokemon, lots of shinies. We'll break all that stuff down. And then finally, we have the Go Battle League Season 2 schedule. An announcement was made, and there is a lot of exciting stuff in here, including some major quality of life upgrades that I cannot wait to talk about. But first, we're going to travel back in time to 2 days ago on the 27th when we talked to John and AJ of Go Stadium. What's going on, everyone? This is Ken from the past, and we are joined by John and AJ from Go Stadium. Guys, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Whew, I'm doing good. How are you, Ken?
I'm doing much better. My butt hurts a little bit.
I assume that's AJ's fault somehow.
I'm going to blame AJ, but not in the way you might think.
Yeah. Guilty. I'm just trying to hang in here in the post-apocalypse and struggling with technology as usual.
No, it's totally fine. We've got all our digital ducks in a row. I'm very excited now, but guys, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for coming on. Why don't you introduce yourself? Let us know who you are, where you're from, and then we'll get into the details of Go Stadium.
I'm AJ, basically the person who finds a wedge in things that nobody else wants to do. In Go Stadium, I've been a tournament manager. I stopped doing that when I got bored. I've been someone who draws for the graphics, and I stopped doing that when I got bored. At this point, I'm doing the podcast. I was having a lot of fun with that, and John pulled the axe on it pretty quickly. So now we've been doing it for a few weeks now. It's been a whole lot of fun. So at the moment, I'm in Houston, but I move around a lot for my job.
My name's John. I'm from Alabama, and I'm the co-owner of Go Stadium or Stadium Gaming with my founder and partner Chris Scott, who's in the UK. And I've always been a longtime fan of the Pokemon franchise. I like to pester AJ in my free time. It's one of my long-standing hobbies.
Sounds like fun.
You know, it's the one thing I do like, you know, and hearing you guys on StadiumCast, and we'll get there in a bit, but hearing you guys on StadiumCast, it really brings a lot of joy to me to hear you guys bust each other's balls all the time. It's really funny. So it's definitely good stuff. You guys have an awesome dynamic, but we'll get there. Why don't you tell us about Go Stadium, what Go Stadium's all about, and we'll kind of talk about where Go Stadium is in the landscape of PvP.
Yeah, so Go Stadium is a Discord server in its simple form, but more than that, it's a community of content creators, competitors, and coaches and analysts. So we focus on solely the competitive side of Pokemon Go. Anything and everything that has to do with trainer battles, we stay on top of that. We're all over it. And so in addition to that, we facilitate a lot of different tournaments. And that's kind of where our server started. So our server started over a year ago, and it was originally just going to be a raid coordination server out of the UK by our founder, Chris Scott. And then trainer battles got introduced. People started talking about how we could organize tournaments and do different things. It was kind of before Sylph Arena came around as well. Once Sylph Arena came out around the same time, we started discussing how we could have remote tournaments, which at the time, you know, there was still the Ultra Friend barrier in place with 30 days friendship. But we said, you know, we can get people to coordinate, we can plan all of this out, and then you can have a dedicated group of people that can participate in tournaments every month. And it was just going to be this kind of, you know, group of a bunch of different people that were all friends with each other, and they would get together and do tournaments remotely online. AJ found a way to screw all that up and almost destroyed everything.
So basically
from the
what happened was that wasn't enough for anybody, and everybody, there was a high demand for tournaments, remote tournaments. And I said, hey, let's go ahead and make one. It was severely disorganized, and it filled up super quick. I think in less than 24 hours, we had 50 people. Might not sound like a lot now, but at the time we had less than, I think, 130 people on the Discord. And so the two admins at the time, they basically pulled me aside and they said, look, I think this is a good idea for the future, but this is probably a really bad way to do it. So the first Go Stadium lobby was promptly terminated because I started it.
In other words, AJ screwed something up.
Well, that makes sense.
You said that was with 130 people in the server. How many people are in the server now?
We're at 16,000. Some of them are inactive, but I think a very, very large chunk of those are all registered users, and a huge chunk of them are active in tournaments. John probably has the numbers in front of him, though.
Yeah, we're right at 16,000 members, and most of those, a good large chunk of those, are registered and participating in tournaments. We do have a lot of people who just come in for the discussions. We have a lot of different discussion channels about team building, all the different metas that you could participate in, whether it be, Go Battle League or the Sylph monthly metas, just Open Great League in general, or our proprietary formats of Cliffhanger or team-based competitions.
Yeah.
That brings up a good point. Why don't you explain kind of where Go Stadium fits in the landscape with things like Go Battle League or Sylph Arena? Because PvP is definitely a niche segment of Pokemon Go experience. And Go Battle League has definitely opened that door to the masses. And the more core fan could have been familiar with Sylph metas and Sylph Arena, but where does Go Stadium fit into that puzzle when it comes to Sylph Arena and Go Stadium side by side?
So we are not a tournament platform like Niantic or Pokemon Go or Sylph Arena. We are more of a facilitator of tournaments. We're more of an organization that focuses around the competitive community. So you have Go Battle League, which is Niantic's online matchmaking system They've recently debuted a global leaderboard in which, as you climb the ranks, as you develop your MMR rating of a certain number, you can be ranked in the top 500 on their website. Now, we think that eventually the Pokemon Company will incorporate PokemonGO into their Play Pokemon system, which they use to track competitions and tournaments and championship points for the video game series and the trading card game. But right now, that's all that they have debuted. The Silph Arena is a sort of a portion of a company called the Silph Road, and it is an online tournament platform that also hosts Pokemon Go tournaments or competition. And what they have is sort of monthly curated meta formats in which they select a small subset of Pokemon, whether it be based on certain Pokemon characteristics, where we've had, Ferocious Cup, where you had to pick Pokemon that had, legs. There were, land animals type differences. Or, your typical Silph meta is type-based with some strategic bans. So like this month, we have the Silph Arena Forest Cup, which has a certain group of typings that you can select from, a certain generations that you can select from, and then it also has some strategic bans like you can't use Tropius, you can't use Shadow Pokemon, and you can't use Genesect. And what that does is it curates a specific meta to where people can theory craft and develop different teams to really play against each other in a way that is really interesting. They've also developed a sort of a style that a lot of people refer to as Show 6, Pick 3. So when you register for a Silph Arena tournament, you are inputting 6 Pokemon on your team. And then when you get matched up in a tournament, you see your opponent's team of 6. And then you make a decision based on what you see in your team and your opponent's team as to what 3 Pokemon that you're going to bring into that match. Where Go Stadium kind of fits into that is we offer a lot of different services and different discussions and different things like that. So we offer our PvP bot can track all of your GBL metrics if you want to store those in our server or your own Discord server. Congratulations to Chris, by the way. We actually got our PvP bot verified by Discord. And so it is now a verified
that's awesome.
bot.
Congrats on that.
Awesome.
That's so cool. That's a great accomplishment.
And so we have that, and then we utilize that to do a lot of different things in the server. We currently run over 100 to 200 tournaments a month just for Silph Arena. And then in addition to that, we run Open Great League tournaments. We run Cliffhanger, which is sort of a tiers-based system that we developed. Many people that play video games are probably familiar with the Smogon tiers for Pokemon video game. And so we developed that tier-based format that gets updated as, Niantic introduces, move shakeups or new Pokemon into the games. And basically all the Pokemon are designated to a tier, and you theory craft and select a team that cannot be more than 17 points. And that makes up your team. And some people, they'll use up the full 17 points. We've had people who, I want to try and win this tournament with a 0-point team where I don't pick any of the, the big Pokemon and try and win that way. A great battler, one of our coaches, Arrow, did that one time. So we fit into it as more of a community that facilitates people coming together from all over the world and being able to either compete, learn, so that they can compete at a higher level in the future, or just participate in the discussion. There's tons of people that just want to talk about it. They just want to be around other people that enjoy talking about Pokemon, and we facilitate that as well.
Yeah, I think that's a nice balance.
Yeah. It's not only with just our Discord. We do a lot of live streams of different tournaments and different things. and we have people from all over that can come in and kind of talk and get to know each other, see high level play, learn from that, and take that back into their tournaments or their performance in Go Battle League.
What I think is really attractive with what you guys have cooking over there is you kind of have a place for pretty much wherever you are in the PvP journey. Whether you're not even interested in battling, but you're just interested in the culture and the community, you have a place for that in the Discord. If you're into the competition and you want to run, open, something more like what Niantic is doing, you have a home for that. If you want to run Sylph Arena metas, you can facilitate that. You have your Cliffhanger proprietary stuff. The Go Team Up is something that is really intriguing to me, and we'll get to it a little bit later in the talk of where PvP is in terms of becoming like a notified esport. But the Go Team Up thing, for me, I brought in a team from my New Jersey Go Battle League to compete in this, the Invitational that you guys did a couple weeks ago, which was absolutely phenomenal. And I think that the team-based dynamic is so fresh and so new that it's just giving trainers new ways to experience the game, new ways to engage with the community. And, that all this kind of diversity within PvP is what is making this very niche segment of the PvP subculture so robust. And I think that's very important because PvP, it definitely is a smaller segment of the bigger scope of Pokemon Go. However, within that small scope, you have such a diverse, just this wide open discussion of so many different ways to engage within the game. I think that what you guys are doing is fantastic to kind of nourish all those different areas that people could possibly be interested in, whether it's just communication, whether it's community or competition. So kudos for doing all that. But you mentioned the PvP bot. I mean, I'm in 1,000 Discord servers. Everybody's using this bot. I mean, it's phenomenal. I know, I get notifications from my Discord 4 a.m. Adam's checking like these oddball Diglett Pokemon or whatever, like Adam loves finding useless meta Pokemon, but that are good as far as
How
stats
dare
are
you
concerned.
hate on
like,
Diglett?
That's his.
How dare you, sir?
Listen, I have a rank 1 Seviper and I have a rank 1 Tauros, and even though they're garbage, I still enjoy them.
Well, save it because you never know when it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. That's the way to go. Tell me a little bit about coaching, because I think that this is something that's exceptionally attractive to people that want to enter the competitive space but may feel a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is in the TCG as well.
There's definitely layers of coaching. When someone joins Discord, there's different levels of experience and engagement that they can jump into, right? So we have the help channels, which is basically you go in, you have a question, and someone within the community will answer it. Obviously, the quality will vary depending on who answers that question, and sometimes it'll spark up tangents and debates. So if you want more personalized coaching, of course, we do offer that through our Patreon. I think John's going to be a much better person to talk about that, but we have some excellent coaches that we've been adding over time.
Yeah, so there's different levels to it. A lot of people, when they think about coaching, they think of it as a one-on-one experience, and it can be that. But for anyone that's our patron, even at the $1 tier, they get access to the battle analyst channels. And so in addition to our coaches, we have what's called battle analyst positions. And basically, we curate people from all over the world that have high MMR ratings, that understand the mechanics of PvP. And it doesn't, it's not just people that, they've been, gotten to rank 10. That's not really a qualifier for us. It's more of a, how have you performed in all facets? So how have you performed in the Sylph Arena? How have you performed in GBL? How do you understand the different mechanics of PvP? And so we have those team of people that are in a chat channel, along with, all of the fellow patrons that we have. We have over, I think, 300 now that can, discuss together and really get down to the nitty-gritty of, different theory crafts that you can do to make up a team, and learn the different things of, the high level strategies and things like that. And then if you want that one-on-one level, we have that as well with, the House Dark 93, the first ranked 10 in season 1. He's one of our coaches. Valor Ash, he's one of our coaches. Toshi, and Caleb Pang, very successful YouTuber. His videos have, blown up over the past few months since GBL launched. He coaches for us, and he's seen an increase in students based on that as well. So right now, and what's really, I would say, unique about our coaching process is it's all automated as far as how this works. So when you sign up on Patreon, our, that PvP bot that's ranking your Diglets at, 4 a.m., Adam, at the same time, it finds those users that have just signed up for coaching. It automatically creates their channel. It shows them a list of the coaches, links their Silph card, their Twitter, shows their style of how they play the game, shows them a picture of them, and then they are able to basically converse back and forth with this bot that Chris created to select their coach. It automatically assigns them their own private channel, repositions the channel into a category. It lets them know that their coach is now in the channel, and they can start talking with their coach immediately. And they can also talk with the other students that have the same coach, so that they're all learning and growing together.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so you mentioned the Silph Arena, and so they originally had a focus on live events. Now, you guys having remote tournaments and having that foundation, what influenced you to have that remote tournament experience?
A lot of people didn't get the opportunity to do any Silph Cups. I've found myself in the position where I'm constantly traveling for work. I'm a dad, so obviously when I'm home, limited time to go out, and I think all of us here in this call are dads. So
yep.
We know what that is. I'm sure some of our listeners identify with that, and so I actually joined Go Stadium back before it was called that, in an effort to try to find people to scrim with, people, like-minded people, to maybe with a little bit of hope, do those remote tournaments. So the setup was initially for people that weren't able to attend those in-person tournaments.
Yeah, find a need, fill a need. That's great.
Exactly. And so with everything going on in the world, do you guys feel more prepared?
Yeah.
Entering the age of COVID?
I mean, honestly, the update Niantic did in an effort to help push the game as it goes forward into this new weird era that we're stepping into, helped PvP and remote PvP. Obviously, the in-person tournaments are a luxury we can't have right now, but at Stadium, we've been hosting remote tournaments for a very long time. It's pretty much down to a science. You join a lobby, you work towards Ultra. Now you don't have to anymore. And, eventually you get into tournaments. And so we hire on tournament managers. They have a specific rule book that they follow in order to make sure that all the tournaments are on a schedule. And, it's been, through repetition, through some missteps here and there, but absolutely
understandable.
We're in a position where we've been doing this for a long time. And, John, I think you mentioned we're doing over 130 tournaments a month, and that's just Silph Cups, right?
Yeah, that's just Silph Cups. And, what's great about this is we have developed something where we understand, Niantic developed this game to be a social game, to get people involved in playing with each other. And, during this difficult time in the world, we can't really do that. But it's servers like these and communities that are all over. It's not just Go Stadium server. You've got Discord servers like the New Jersey Go Battle League. You've got, the St. Louis PvP Discord, the Maryland PvP Discord, all of these different communities that can get together, and they have that sense of social interaction because they're able to continue to enjoy the game that they love, and they're able to participate in not only daily gameplay, but also tournaments and fulfill that competitive need that they have to really enjoy the game that much more. So I think it's been just an honor, honestly, to be able to continue growing that platform and to be able to provide those types of interactions for people all over the world, people that, are in a situation like AJ, or they're in a situation where they don't have a community that's developed in their hometown, but they can come into a place like Go Stadium and they can find a lobby and they can find that sense of community with their lobby mates. And really, there's people that have developed lifelong friendships through a Go Stadium lobby. They've told me about this. So I think that's fantastic.
Awesome. And even for like somebody like me who's rural and I can't get anybody around me to start tournaments, and it's like I have to be the one, but like my time is limited, so it's like it's just tough for me. But it's like I would go to one if there was one close. Yeah, but I just have to be that person. I've had the experience
of actually when I'm traveling to different cities, I'll meet up with people that I've met through Go Stadium. So like I know that Caleb's from Atlanta, so I was able to meet up with him, or Polymer's up as well. And so different people from all over the place, just that you meet through your like-minded hobbies, you end up getting to meet them, which is part of what PokemonGO is, right? You go out and you meet people, and you participate in these in-person events. Well, it's kind of merging the best of both worlds of both of those things.
I love it. And so right now, we're benefiting from this reduced friendship. So how do you think the community is going to react once it goes back to Ultra Friends?
Do you think it'll go back to Ultra Friends? I mean, maybe it'll go back to Ultra Friends. Maybe they take the input from the community, and there's some happy medium. We've been pushing for that for a long time. I mean,
let's put on our tinfoil hats here for a second, guys, and understand that Niantic has seen continued growth in revenue because of trainer battles and GBL through this tough time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think while they do have their goals of social interaction, increasing health and wellness and things like that, I think if they do increase it, I have a gut feeling that it will only go back up to great friends. So 7 interactions. If they go that far, I could see it being eliminated altogether to where, there's some way that you can battle, whether it is just with the good friend requirement, 1 interaction or something like that. But I think they're seeing that people want to participate. People want to be involved and have a good time when playing this game, and I think they're going to have to develop a way for people to continue playing the game when they're not in an in-person setting, just like they are now. They've rolled out remote raiding this week. They've reduced friendship. They've allowed buddies to go get items from stops. They're doing all of these things to allow that remote experience to happen. And so I don't think they will revert it to Ultra Friends. If they do, we're prepared. We've been there. We've done that. We can go back down that road if need be. But I think they see the community interest and the community having put so much participation in. I mean, we know they see the data. They see the data behind the scenes.
It's definitely going to be a weird
how
switch
much
with
people
all
are
this
playing.
Remote stuff. And then when everybody gets to be able to go back out, there's going to be a clear divide where these players all want to remote stuff and these players want to be physical.
We've talked about on the show, like at length, how amazing the community has been mobilizing. During there was like the to the minute when they said, okay, we're reducing it down to good friends, it was like immediately things were happening. The wheels were turning. You guys were putting together Battle for the World. Like it was immediately hitting the ground running and just pushing. Tons and tons of tournaments. With the New Jersey Go Battle League, I was able to, put together these big seven round tournaments like these, that we couldn't do under any other circumstance. So being able to mobilize like that and bring the community together like that Yeah, I mean the proof is in the data, so it will be very interesting to see. And just as a little side note here, currently in the Today view, we were supposed to revert back to Ultra Friends on May 1st. In the Today view, it's now extended through the end of May.
Whoa!
So now it's a little bit of a hot take. We got an extra 30 days or so, at least, till they make some further change from the good friend requirement. So we'll have to see where they go with that. I would be more than happy if they did it at Great Friends.
Yes, yeah, because that's reasonable.
You're still vetting, right?
Yep.
You're still vetting the friendship process. It's still requiring you to just say, "Hey, I'm not going to battle with randos. I have Go Battle League for that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's got to be something a little bit different where okay, I'll connect with you for 7 days, 7 interactions, and then I can do this remote thing. I would be more than happy with that.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the barriers. You guys talked with a friend of Stadium. He's one of our tournament managers and also has helped out with some streams before. But Alfindio, Ken, talked about on a previous episode of yours that one of the biggest barriers is people coming in having the Stardust to invest in the Pokemon to compete at a high level. While that's a very large barrier, another barrier to it was that Ultra Friend requirement to be able to battle with anybody. Yes, we have GBL now. We have Go Battle League to where you can battle instantly with people all around. But many people don't want to stop after 25 battles. I think we've seen that, several times. I mean, initially I think it was just 15. Then they increased it. Then it's kind of been shuffling back and forth with the amount of battles that you can do. But once you get hooked on PvP, you're hooked on PvP.
Yeah, people miss flights just
you want to battle. Yeah.
As much as I get upset with it sometimes when it goes to Ultra, I still find myself jumping back in. And just recently, I take a walk every night just to hit the Pokestop and make sure everything's cool and on my streaks. But on my way home, I'm always like, all right, I can battle. I've caught all the Pokemon in the way. There's nothing new is going to spawn. I might as well battle. So it's a lot of fun. And speaking of Pokemon and PvP, and I know we brought up esports, and I know we talked about Play Pokemon. I did see a tweet somewhere along the line. I did see a tweet where they said something about PokemonGO, like adding PokemonGO to the Play Pokemon side of things. So it's I know it's there. I know that they're working on it. And I saw that from the Play Pokemon Twitter handle. With that, where do you think PvP is in its journey in becoming the classified esport that we all know and want?
I just giggle when Ken says it's a niche, because I don't think it's going to be a niche. The end game, I think, of playing against other people is more appealing than the end game of waiting for another shiny. I mean, that's there. Obviously, that's a cool thing for the collector's aspect of the game. But I think the drive of wanting to best your friends, but also just the people at a big congregation, at a big tournament, I don't know. There's something in that's a lot more driving.
No, I feel that, but you got to think of it like this. With Sword and Shield, right? There's plenty more people filling their Pokedex and trading and shiny hunting and just playing through the game and playing the story than there are doing battles.
For sure.
When it comes to the
absolutely.
TCG, there's way more people just opening packs and filling binders and collecting and looking at art than there are actually having battles. Same thing with Pokemon Go. The hundreds of thousands of concurrent users, the amount of people that are battling out of that group is going to be a small percentage. Now, we might be very vocal. We might be very, we're highly engaged.
Yeah, the engagement is really important because, you talked about how quickly we mobilize. We would not be able to mobilize that quickly and make these Battle for the World type of tournaments if people weren't excited for the platform, constantly checking social media. I'm the person who didn't have a Twitter account before this, and I have a Twitter dedicated for this game. I don't, as far as YouTube goes, I mean, I'll look at YouTube every now and then, but I'm now mostly consuming YouTube in an effort to learn more about the game, see what my friends are posting, and the content creator side of things. I didn't really use Twitch before this, and I think although there's probably not as many people that are not as involved in the social media aspect as I was, in this transition, I think there's a lot of people that consume these resources really avidly, and that's notable.
I think that's important, is we've got to develop that esports culture, and there's not really much that I think is missing at this point. When Niantic rolled this feature out, they talked about they always wanted it to be fast-paced, and, people like us who grew up on the video game series or trading card, it's always been sort of a turn-based system. And while PokemonGO is still a turn-based system in, the basic portion of it, it's still extremely fast-paced compared to a video game battle or a trading card battle. And so, people talk about adding in status effects and, sleep, confusion, paralysis, etc. But at the end of the day, right now, we're seeing large-scale tournaments happen. So do I think it's ready to be put on that stage and be developed? Absolutely. Do I think there's more that can be done to help it get there quicker? Yes. I think the Show 6 Pick 3 is definitely something that needs to be incorporated into Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's a high demand.
I mean, you look at video game, it's sort of similar. It's, right now I believe the format is double battles, Show 6, Pick 4, correct?
Correct, right.
So, there's got to be something there. There's anybody that wants to compete in video game, they can get a rental code and they can have a team instantly to play with, and they can register, they can set up a Play Pokemon account, and they can start trying to get championship points and compete. You don't have that in Pokemon Go yet, but I think it's coming. Adam was talking about earlier seeing that tweet, but, tinfoil hats again, you look at all these different Play Pokemon events that were happening before this occurred, and they all kind of had these side events going on with Pokemon Go. So that the Professor Network is talking about it, and that Play Pokemon has, their ear to the ground, waiting and listening to see how this works so that they can develop that behind the scenes. I think it's already in the works.
Yeah, I think with the seasons, they've already got it kind of mapped out. So it's like you've got Great, Ultra, Master, you get points in each 3, and then points for the season. I think that's the start right there.
Yep, I agree.
They just need to figure out how to give people points and numbers accurately.
Features-wise, I think it's ready. I think the biggest frustration is lag. That is the absolute most frustrating thing. You go into a Go Battle League, and you're in a winning scenario, and then suddenly your game freezes out. That's unbelievably frustrating. The weak connection. They've shown signs that they're working on it, so I'm not terribly worried about it.
And also, I think that's exacerbated by the amount of people that are playing right now, because these barriers to entry have been reduced. You don't have to walk to unlock your battles. You don't have to pay any coins to make up for the distance, and you can send tons of battles because you can battle with good friends. Once those things revert, if they do, even in any capacity, even to great, or because I'm very confident.
There's a huge strain on the servers at the moment.
Because there's so much more traffic, so much more people playing, and you have those grinders that are sitting down and saying, "Hey, I'm going to knock out 25 battles," where before they would have to walk 3 kilometers, do a set of 5, or stack 2 sets of 5 and do 10 in a row. Now they're doing 25 in a row, so those play sessions are longer. And you just have more people in those channels. But, I'm very, very optimistic that, this whole situation, and Niantic has done an amazing job pivoting and kind of, correcting the path here. But I'm very optimistic that the amount of data that they're able to pull from this experience is only just going to make the overall scope of PvP that much better. And, I'm very happy with the performance of GBL after this last update. I've seen some definite performance increases and frame rate.
Just the super effective, the not very effective, that helps so much.
In the interface. Sure, even in the interface.
Yes, and then seeing the types at the top.
Yeah, you can see them
it's such
before
a good
the switch in. So even the switch animation is coming in.
Yeah.
You look at the top right.
So you know which charge move to pull out. Yeah,
so you see that water fairy Come on, Azu. Take that frenzy plant. There you go.
Yeah. And sometimes it's us. Like, because I walk to the end of my house and my Wi-Fi is like the strongest in the front of my house. And it's like, I walk to the back of my house and it's like,
no, Adam, you're just supposed to
weak
yell
connection.
at the fucking game and blame it on lag, no matter what.
lag. No, and it's like, I know it's my fault. And my opponent's probably like, what is going on?
Yeah, you're in the matrix of like cutting out of Wi-Fi. The phone's trying to connect. And you're just like, God damn it, he's got 7 shields.
Sometimes it's in my favor, but it's not intentional. It's like I'm just walking while playing real quick to grab something in the room, come back. So it's
blame lag. Blame
But
AJ.
PvP's
blame
awesome.
AJ every time. That's all.
Easy.
Yes, it's easy. It's very easy.
AJ, come on.
All right, let me shift
He's
gears
making it
here. Let me
lag.
shift gears a little bit, and let's talk about PvP content. Let's talk about StadiumCast. You know, podcasting is, you know, we're Adam and I are advocates for the format. We're excited that you guys are back in front of mics and putting out StadiumCast. You're on episode 4 now, correct?
We just released episode 5.
Oh yeah. All right.
so
So why
we'll-
don't you tell us about StadiumCast and what our community can kind of expect from that show, because we definitely want to send, you know, traffic your way, because I think what you guys are doing fills a void in, you know, the PvP audio community that, you know, we're not producing. So what can we expect from StadiumCast?
I think it's just basically an outlet for John to vent at me. That's not how it started.
So
But
you'll hear a lot of us arguing with each other. So we have this this little bit that we do each week, and we've been getting, you know, legitimate sponsors for our episodes, because our podcast is just that big, you know. And so one of the things that I say when I'm reading those ad copies is you can support us, or you can just keep listening to us blather on and argue with each other, because that's pretty much what we do. Is we sit and argue about different aspects of the game that's, you know, have to do with trainer battles. But no, in all seriousness, you know, StadiumCast is a project that AJ wanted to kick off a long time ago. In typical AJ fashion, he screwed it up. I had to come in, help him fix it. And,
what he means, I'll translate for you. What it means is, it wasn't going great, and he killed it, and he wouldn't let it start until he was involved directly. That's basically, John.
Yes,
That's the gist of it. Until you got your precious soundboard, which I'm sure we'll hear about now that I mentioned
oh
it.
boy.
So wait, let's talk about the soundboard real quick, because, you know, John, you and I were talking offline a couple days ago, and you know, you were talking about the Rodecaster Pro, and if you're a technophile or an audio geek or a podcasting geek, the Rodecaster Pro has become like the standard of home-based podcasting. I mean, I'm dying to get this thing. I mean, you have sound effects. I mean, how could you not go wrong when you can, you know, play stupid sound effects at the drop of a dime? The drop of a dime. That's the greatest
Yeah, I mean,
thing ever.
it's fantastic. Anytime AJ does something stupid, I just play. It's great. It's fantastic.
It's worth the $700 just for that noise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, it's seriously $700?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I actually got it on sale.
Yeah, deals.
I got it on sale through Sweetwater, so I'll let you know
nice.
about that. So yeah, but he likes to make fun of me because I always refer to, if I'm talking about an audio thing, I'll be like, oh well, let me check my soundboard real quick, and so he likes to joke about that. But you know, it's fine. You know, he has to have his hand held to be able to do much of anything on a computer.
But he could fly planes.
It's okay.
Not only I can teach.
Did you have a Game Boy?
They're pedal powered.
Did you have a Game Boy or a Game Gear? Something handheld?
I've had computers.
as a child?
I've just run into a hard learning curve when it comes to anything audio related. I become a dribbling idiot, and I know how it feels like to be John, basically, every day, and borderline illiterate, just generally not knowing what things say on the menu, has to have pictures on there. I know how you feel. I empathize much more with you, and it's been a humbling experience.
Oh my God, that's so great. That's so great. No, I think that the dynamic that you guys have shown just in like the last 3 minutes here, I mean, that's, just so our listeners know, check out StadiumCast, because that dynamic is what keeps me coming back to the show. Not only because I learn a shit ton about PvP, but because I just love when you guys, bust each other's balls the whole time. And there's a lot of butt talk. I'm into the butt talk for sure. I did put a request out on Twitter.
Just plug it up.
I plug up the butt. I put a request up on Twitter, for people to ask questions. I had, having you guys on, and a hard 95% of them had to do with butts. So, I don't even have to go into it. We're going a little long here, so I don't even have to go into them, but AJ, why don't you just explain to us the whole butt thing real quick? Because I think that's very important part of the dynamic of what makes Go Stadium and StadiumCast tick is butts. So help us understand that.
My arch nemesis, very cool guy Noah, is even less present on Twitter than I am. And one day he commented on a thread and he said, "Squawk dirty to me is a butt," referring to me. And Casey and Heather took off with it. And when I say took off with it, I mean incessant. Like, I'm waking up in the morning, I look at Discord, and I have 16 tags from 3 different Discords all saying AJ is a butt. I get tweet notifications. If anytime I'm on Twitch and I'm casting something, immediately they jump in just to say age, and it doesn't stop there. Obviously, when they say something, they're my 2 biggest fans, just from mentions alone, because then it just trickles into everybody else calling me a butt. And yeah, I mean, I've owned it. There's some pretty good memes out there I've decided to use as my profile picture, at least one of them. But yeah, that's how it started. It started as a goofy remark from Noah. Thanks, Noah, for starting this. It's been a great time, honestly. I've had to leave servers over this. It's so annoying how many tags I get.
So Casey shot me an email. So okay, haha. She sends me an email. She's like, "All right, couple questions for you here. Why is AJ such a butt? Next question: if AJ is a butt, but also AJ is a joke, does that make him the butt of the butt of every joke?" So just so much butt stuff. It's so good. Like, even when we had Alfindial on, I mean, there was a lot of butt talk, and I definitely appreciate the butt talk, because it's all in good fun, and it helps keep things light, especially in the PvP world where it could be very data driven and numbers driven and mathematical and analytical. It's always fun to break it up with a little humor and comic relief. So
yeah,
and I think you guys pull that off big time, and I definitely want to send our community over to see StadiumCast and Go Stadium at large, because you guys are just you're doing RC's work, and we definitely appreciate it. But we went a little long. I apologize for that, but why don't you guys butt plug, shout outs, final thoughts,
final toots.
Final toots. But please let our community know where they could check out what you're doing, and if you want to shout out anybody, go for it.
I mean, ultimately, I want to say thank you to all of our amazing staff at Stadium. We would not be able to do what we do for the community if it weren't for our tournament managers, our chat moderators, all of the different people that come together and they see that common goal that we have to build the community. So a big thank you to all of them for what they do every day to allow us to continue to do that. Thank you to AJ for being someone that I get to make fun of on a daily basis. It makes my day better to know that there's someone dumber than me out there in the world. But no, you can find StadiumCast. We're on all the major podcast providers. So Apple Podcasts, Go Stadium, very easy to find on Twitter. Just search Go Stadium at Go Stadium. And then we are going to have a new website coming out soon. that's going to have some really, really interesting features and integrations with other, services and things like that. So be on the lookout for that. New team competitions coming out. We're continuing our regional showcase on Twitch. All of our events that we promote and host on Twitch, twitch.tv/GoStadium. And if you want to join the server, invite.gg/GoStadium.
Awesome. Good stuff, everyone. Well, I want to thank both of you guys for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. I'm glad we finally connected and got you on the air.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I definitely want to come on StadiumCast, so let's get that booked soon. I definitely want to come on and talk some shop. Everybody else, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the news of the week that we don't even know about yet because we're in the past right now. So,
jeez, so far.
We're getting in the DeLorean right now and not taking a road because we don't need roads where we're going. But we'll be back right after this. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks so much, Ken.
And we're back from our break. Thank you guys so very much for that. I love those guys. They are a riot.
They were definitely a lot of fun.
No, they were awesome. I learned a lot. It was really cool. Just
the dynamic was there.
How they started, you know what I mean? Like with 100, a couple hundred people in the server, just on a whim deciding like, hey, remote tournaments are going to be a thing. We're just going for it. AJ's attitude towards just making things happen is absolutely hilarious. And their dynamic of making fun of each other the whole time is good stuff. So John and AJ, thanks so much for coming on the show. Make sure everyone, you check out StadiumCast, check out Go Stadium. If you haven't used their PvP bot in Discord, talk to your administrator, get this thing, in your Discord. It is amazing. I know it's like Adam's favorite thing in the world to check his 100% pincers. And what did you catch the other day? Something ridiculous, like a really good PvP Pokemon that has no place in the meta.
Hold on, let me just write it down. PvP. Most recently was a PvP rank 8 Joltik or Galvantula, which I haven't evolved yet.
Well, see, no, that's okay. No, that's good stuff. That actually has a place. No, there was something else you caught that you told me there was
a
has
Grotle?
Absolutely no place.
A Torterra, a Pidgeot. No, I'm literally just naming off things because, like, in my recents, these are what I have from one of the Safari Zones. The Relicanth. I've got a PvP 7. I've got Volbeat and Illumise, both with a 58 rank in PvP.
Oh, good luck using that stuff.
I don't think
it'll ever happen. But little housekeeping before we get into the back half of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons: Brittany, Jay, James, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, The Noise, Harry, Pokenabot, Purple Pancakes, Tim Gearsby Bangin', Lady Goobly Meat, Go Ranger Matt, Baker Boy, Jolt, Switch, Alex, The Illustrious Overseer, Jason, Matt from Kentucky, Paul, Justin, Val, Monica, PJ, Augmented Naturally, J. Mackle, Brian, Smeatwad, G-Stack, Sam, Lynchbot, Unbreakable, Chad, Matthew, Jamal, Ace Trainers, and Woodwoos Wolf. Thank you guys so incredibly much for your support. We really, really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to Benny for joining at the Discord tier. I met Benny the other day. I jumped on a impromptu Voyager Cup over Zoom live tournament with the GoCast crew and met Benny. Benny came onto the Discord. He's like, hey, man, I've been meaning to do this for a while, and this was the reminder I needed. So, Benny, welcome to the Discord. We appreciate your support. And as always, thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott. And if Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. All right, Adam, why don't you talk about remote raiding a bit? Now, this has been a hot topic, and we all know that the invite system isn't live yet.
Which is
And I think
it's
that's
a bummer.
really when we're going to see a turning point in this tool. But give us the rundown on what we've seen so far, and what was your experience like with the raid you did?
Okay, so this is all coming from PokemonGoLive.com. T5 shakeup as well, just to throw a curveball in everything. We had a 1 Pokecoin box or gift box that came with 3 remote passes, which is currently like the limit.
Yeah, that's solid.
I was more than blown away by that. Like, cool that we can only hold 3. Cool that they gave us 3, and cool that it was 1 coin. I like that. I was able to raid 1, and it was nice because it's in an intersection where it technically shouldn't be a gym, but it's a gym. And I mean, I guess if you're standing on the sidewalk,
no pedestrian access.
well, like you can get there. It's like it's in a crosswalk ish, so it's like, I mean, if you're standing on the sidewalk, you can hit it. It's not like a big deal, but it's just one of those things where if you're driving, it's not, there's no easy way to park there.
Right. Nowhere to stop.
This was awesome because I could park far away, see it, and be able to do the raid. And
nice.
I was able to do it. I did a Scroopy. Ken has to correct me because I like to put a T in there. Skaroop T.
You did it. You said it. You actually said it without the T. Skaroop T.
Well, it's because I have a little bit of liquor in me. No, this is wine. What is this? Wine? It's wine. I don't know what's going on anymore. But like Ken said, the real impact will happen once we can invite people, because Ken immediately shared images of like all the things that he could see. In my head, I'm like, can you not send me pictures without an invite?
Yeah.
That's just how I felt.
Drove down to Red Bank. It was popping off. There was like nine or 10 raids that were visible from downtown Red Bank, and I was thinking to myself, like, oh man, if remote invites were here, this would be absolutely amazing. Because I played completely solo that day. I wasn't with anyone. I didn't see anyone, and I couldn't do any of the tier 5 raids. So it was like this would be absolutely ideal if this was live, because I'd actually be able to do some of these raids, because we have new tier 5 raid bosses. And give us the rundown here, Adam.
Yes, this is like such a cool announcement, and the too long didn't read is we're getting Darkrai back, we're getting Altered Form Giratina back, and we're getting Virizion back. We'll have Darkrai from the 28th till May 5th, and then from
April 28th.
Oh yeah, April 28th until May 5th. And then from May 5th to May 12th, we'll have Altered Form Giratina. And then this is the spiciest one. From May 12th to the 19th, we're going to have Virizion. But all 3 of these are going to be able to be shiny. The other 2, we've seen them.
Yeah. So.
Virizion, whew, looks so nice. I cannot wait for Virizion.
I went super hard on Darkrai when it came back this last time, and I didn't get the shiny. So I'm excited to have another shot.
And then just if you PvP.
I know, but... But no one's really raiding. Just I need invites.
Yeah, if invites happen, I can almost guarantee that my phone won't stop blowing up from Ken being like, Adam, you need to help me. Let's do this. Let's raid.
I know.
Let's raid.
So the other thing is we knew about this from the announcement 2 weeks ago, that remote raid passes were going to be available in the shop at a discounted rate of 100 Pokecoins. So in the shop right now, you can buy one single standalone remote raid pass for 100. But there's also a 3-pack, 3 remote raid passes for 250 coins. So this is even further discounted. So just kind of had me thinking like what this could possibly cost once it goes out of this promotional period. Like I'd imagine that these are going to be 200 each, and then maybe 500 for 3.
Yeah, I would look at it as like a super incubator, because it's technically a luxury item.
Oh, sure. You're paying for convenience. Like again, that's the main thing with mobile games. You're paying for something that's going to either make something easier or something that's going to make something faster. It's typically not pay to win. It's just pay for convenience. So
yeah, it's like the whole walking thing. Like when that comes back, it's you can either walk or you can pay for it for PvP.
Right. Now, the remote raid that you did, you were the only person in the lobby?
Yes. Yep. I mean, I was with my...
And no problems joining?
But I mean, and she did it with me, but nobody else joined. But I have been driving, or not driving, but I've been in the passenger seat, and I legitimately have been. And I've been like looking at raids just to see if people are in, and I haven't seen anybody in.
So there's been a few posts online, and again, with any new feature, things are going to, not function to, 100% at launch. And I got to say, this rolled out pretty smoothly, and I only saw a couple people saying, hey, I got booted from the raid or I couldn't connect. But this rolled out to level 40 trainers at first, and then it was like within 10 minutes, it was like, all right, level 35, and then level 30, and then they just kept going down and down and down all the way to level 5. So I think it was an exceptionally successful launch of a new feature.
Yes, it was very smooth.
I'm ready for the invites because at this point, I mean, I'm still getting out and about. I can still stay socially distant. I can still go out to my local park or go to Red Bank and do my tiers 1 through 3 raids without issue solo. So it's like, I'm not going to spend a remote raid pass simply to do it on a tier 1 through 3 from home by myself. So I'm going to hold off, until I can do some tier 5 stuff and invite some of the community. That's what it's all about. That's what I cannot wait to do. But I like that they brought these tier 5 raid bosses back for, just to spice things up over the next couple of weeks. It's good stuff.
I can't wait.
We were wondering what was going to, replace Landorus. So,
and now we know.
All right, so this was an exciting one. We have the Throwback Celebration 2020. I have a lot of information here, so buckle up, strap in for a minute. I'm just going to pretty much read this directly from PokemonGoLive.com because they put it very eloquently and concisely. There's a lot of information. Well, let me give you the gist. Starting Friday, the day this podcast comes out, May 1st, we're going to have 4 weeks worth of research challenges to complete. They're going to be based on the first 4 regions. So you have Kanto through Sinnoh. There's going to be a bonus challenge at the end if you unlock all 4, if you complete all 4 of them. That's going to be based in Unova. So we have all these challenges, all region-based. They all will include featured spawns, raids, research, costume Pokemon, shinies, and bonuses. And because there's so much information, what we'll do is we're going to talk about the first 2 weeks worth of events today, Kanto and Johto. And we're going to talk about the following 2 regions next week, Hoenn and Sinnoh. We'll talk about those next episode. But we will cover the bonus event at the end today as well. So here we go. From Friday, May 1st through Friday, May 8th, 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. local time, you're going to have access to the Throwback Challenge 2020 Kanto. They're calling it Kanto Timed Research, right? Now, some of us, there was a glitch in the system. Some of us got this early, including myself. And it was weird because it showed up and everyone was like, yo, what the fuck is this? This is weird. And then it went away. And then it broke all of research. None of the research was working. The special research tab was completely blank. You would spin a stop. It wouldn't give you any research. And you restart the game, and boom, it came back. But if you had it, it came back to stay, and it won't reset come Friday. So, Adam, you didn't even realize that you had the thing. You were like, oh, I thought this was out.
Yeah.
You were like, something's wrong with my son's game. It's not there. I was like, well, you have it early. He doesn't.
All right. Understandable.
It is fully functional. Now, the cool thing about the research is it shows up in the Today view. It's not going to show up in your field research tab. It's not going to show up in special research. It's actually in the Today view, but it functions just like normal research where you complete stuff, turns orange, you click through it, accept it, get the reward. Now, what's cool here is, well, you know what? Let me read the text because they put a little narrative to it, which I liked. So, let's look back at the adventures in Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue together, from catching a Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle in memory of one of the most iconic choices trainers had to make, to taking a snapshot of Ghost-type Pokemon to celebrate the Ghost-type Pokemon in Lavender Town, there's much to reminisce about from past adventures through Kanto. Complete all 8 sets of tasks in the Kanto timed research to earn 10 rare candies and a reward encounter with a Mewtwo that knows Psystrike. While the Throwback Challenge 2020 Kanto timed research is available, you can look forward to the following features and bonuses. Now, this is where things get cool because there's a lot of shit going on here. Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region, such as Venonat and Chansey, will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Give me more Chanseys. I want this fucking shiny.
Yes, it's the one that keeps evading me.
Yes, I need that shiny. Need it. Pokemon originally discovered in Kanto will also be available to battle in raids. The following Pokemon will be hatching from 7K eggs: Venonat, Machop, Onix, Lickitung, Tangela, Scyther, Pinsir, Lapras, Eevee. So a lot of shinies, maybe not exciting Pokemon, but shiny possibilities there for sure. In honor of Charizard being chosen in the Pokemon of the Year vote as the number 1 Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region, Pikachu wearing a Charizard hat will be appearing in the wild. That's awesome. This is a good hat. I can stand behind this hat. Yeah. And also, in the code, breaking terms of service, in the code, shiny versions were formed. They did not announce it in this release, but in the code at least, the shiny forms are there. I don't know if they're going to be available now, but they're there. If you're lucky, you may find a shiny Venonat. So Venonat has these really cool blue eyes instead of red. Looks really nice. Event-exclusive field research tasks will reward encounters with Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region. And now get this. I'm fired up about this. 2 times catch, raid, and hatch XP bonuses will be active. So for the entire week, we have double XP for catching, raiding, and hatching. That's fucking awesome.
Right, so this is cool for anybody that's just getting into the game too. This is a humongous boost.
Or if you're, experienced and you're like on that final, grind between 39 and 40, this is going to really help you stretch out and hopefully make that push to turn 40. If you're in that 39 to 40 window and you hit level 40 during this event, tag us, let us know. We'll definitely give you a virtual high five. All right, Adam, why don't you run us through Johto? Johto's going to be the following week, starting on the 8th. Give us the deets.
This is going to go from Friday, May 8th at 1 p.m. local time to Friday, May 15th, 1 p.m. local time. And you'll have access to the Johto timed research as well. They have a little blurb just like the other one. Remember the adventures in Pokemon Gold and Silver with us. Make curveball throws as a subtle callback to visiting the Whirl Islands, and catch a water-type Pokemon in memory of the fateful encounter with the shiny Gyarados at the Lake of Rage. Complete all 8 sets of tasks in the Johto timed research to earn 10 rare candies and reward an encounter with a Ho-Oh that knows the event-exclusive attack Earthquake. What? Ho-Oh with Earthquake?
I know.
That's insane.
I know. Dude, Ho-Oh is fucking diverse, man. I'm telling you, that's really cool. Again, maybe not the best Pokemon, but as far as diversity and coverage goes, it's fucking pretty cool.
I can't wait. And it says, while the Throwback Challenge 2020 Johto Time Research is available, you can look forward to the following features. And again, just like the last one, this is where things get exciting. Pokemon originally discovered in the Johto region, such as Dunsparce and Skarmory, will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Pokemon originally discovered in the Johto region will also be available in battle raids, or in raids. These Pokemon will be hatching from 7-kilometer eggs: Chinchou, Yanma, Girafarig, Pineco, Dunsparce, Gligar, Shuckle, Skarmory, and Phanpy. Whew, that's a lot. I do like that we're getting some cool ones like Shuckle. I really enjoy Shuckle for some reason.
Well, I don't have a good PvP Skarmory, so it'll be good to try to maybe get a Skarmory, in the wild.
Definitely. Well, you got to get a shiny one because they do more damage. And then in honor of Umbreon being chosen in the Pokemon of the Year vote as the number 1 Pokemon originally discovered in the Johto region, Pikachu wearing an Umbreon hat will be appearing in the wild.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm not upset about it. I mean, it is another hat.
Well, now that you can mass delete costume Pokemon, it's like, all right, I'm down.
And then the next one says, if you're lucky, you might find a shiny Dunsparce.
Yes, shout to Wendy's Queen.
Boom.
We have there's definitely people. One of the fans of the show. She's a patron. Her name is Heather. She goes on by Wendy's Queen in Discord. She's like the biggest fucking Dunsparce fan in the world. Like whenever I see a Dunsparce in the wild, I always tag her. And she was just like, she messaged me. She goes, "Oh my God!" And she like, this is how I read it in this with this level of excitement in the message. "Oh my God, shiny Dunsparce! I'm so happy." I was like, I was about to text you.
That's awesome. See, every Pokemon, somebody has a favorite.
Exactly.
The kicker, the biggest, most exciting thing for this week is the double catch Stardust, the double raid Stardust. What?
For an entire week. It's huge.
It is huge.
Absolutely huge.
I cannot wait.
Absolutely huge. I know. They're really making it easy to grind.
I'm like reading the hat and more hats and more different Pokemon and more shinies and more shinies. And I only have so much space in my box. And I'm just hoping.
You think they're going to do an increase?
That I'll get some more box space.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, they did it for items. But I bit the bullet. I got rid of a ton of legendaries. I got rid of a ton of shinies. I had to. I absolutely had to. Next on my list is unknown. I've got almost 200 unknown in my inventory. It's like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah, every time I go through,
what am I going to do with these?
It's just like, I don't know. Like, do I need one for trade? Do I need one for this? Do I need one for that? And it's like, then with PvP, I'm like, I've got to have one of everything for PvP, even though I don't, but I do.
Yes.
Then it's like, I have a lucky one, shiny one, 100%.
Well, I'm doing a purified, a shadow.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't go as far as male, female, but I, if it's available as a shadow, I'm trying to keep at least one shadow, one purified, one regular one shiny one. In some cases like Blastoise, it's like you have the clone in there too. So it's like there's
I don't even have those.
There's a lot to keep. You don't?
I don't. I never got around to being able to do one because I was only by myself. So
wow. Maybe they'll come back. So we're not going to talk about Hoenn or Sinnoh this week. We'll talk about that next week. Check out the link in the description to Pokemon Go Live if you want to just get a sneak peek at the bonuses that are there. They do not disappoint. The hats, the shinies, the bonuses, they do not disappoint. So we'll get there next week. Just don't want to put it in information overload this week. But by completing all 4 weeks, so this is going to be individualized, so this won't be for everyone. You have to complete all 4 weeks, all 4 8-step timed research tasks for each region, and you'll unlock what they're calling the Throwback Challenge Champion. And this is what it says on the website. Complete all 4 timed research lines, and you'll earn access to the Throwback Challenge Champion 2020 Special Research. Join Professor Willow as you rediscover Pokemon originally found in the Unova region and meet Pokemon originally discovered in the Galar region as they make their Pokemon Go debut. Complete all 4 sets of tasks in the special research to earn 5 rare candies, reward encounters with, get this, Galarian Meowth, Galarian Stunfisk, and Genesect. Remember, we saw Technoblast added to the code. So, non-EX raid Genesect, this is bizarre. It's crazy. It's awesome. And Professor Willow's glasses as an exclusive avatar item. Unlike the previous sets of timed research, this special research isn't time limited and can be unlocked and completed at any time. So as long as you complete the 4 timed research when they're available, you'll have this one there and you can take your time with it. From Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020 at 1 p.m. through Monday, June 8th, 1 p.m. local time, all trainers can look forward to the following features, even if they don't have access to the Throwback Challenge. So this is for everybody. The limited stuff as far as the Galarian special research and all that, that's only if you complete all 4. But the following will be for everybody. Galarian Stunfisk will be making its Pokemon Go debut. Find it in the wild and in Raid. Throwback Challenge Champion 2020 Special Research Encounter, like we said. The following Pokemon will be making their Pokemon Go debut and hatching from 7K eggs, along with their usual forms. Galarian Meowth, Galarian Zigzagoon, Galarian Darumaka, Galarian Stunfisk. You'll also be able to evolve Galarian Meowth, Galarian Zigzagoon, and Galarian Darumaka to their Galarian evolved forms. More on that in 1 second. And then, Pokemon originally discovered in the Unova region will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Maybe I can get my fucking Axew, because I still don't have one, and I had 2 10K eggs, which are fucking rare as hell for me lately. Both Phoebus again. 2 more fucking Phoebus. I wanted to throw my phone into the street. I was so
my
upset.
10K was a shield on.
That's not bad though. That's good candy.
It's not, but I already have like really good PvP ones, and I already have like a really good IV one. So it's just like
trade those suckers, man. That's a good Pokemon to trade for the hundo. No, don't. All right. Well, the interesting thing here,
fossil grinder.
Listen to this. We know Galarian Meowth and Galarian Zigzagoon are coming, right? So all of the Galarian forms that they've talked about here so far are just forms. So they still use the original Dex entry numbers. So as far as Meowth, it will have a Kanto National Dex number. Even Galarian Meowth will still share that Kanto Dex number. However, when you evolve the Galarian Meowth into Berserker, and when you evolve Zigzagoon up to Linoon, and then Galarian Linoon up to Obstagoon, so Berserker and Obstagoon, they both have Galarian Dex numbers. So does this mean that the Galarian Dex will open as far as, in the Pokedex in Pokemon Go?
I hope so.
Or will it kind of just stack like Melmetal where it's just unknown at the bottom and just puts those two? Because
it might
ultimately
for now,
we're going to have
just because
two Galarian Pokemon and the rest is going to be empty. That'd be weird if they do that, but who knows? I have no idea. But that's exciting. I mean, this is a cool concept. I like how the research is being delivered via Today View. I like that this is going to be, the bonuses are going to be so heavy, a week's worth of bonuses, and tons of new shinies. Like this is an exciting time. They're doing a really good job of allowing, I think this is probably this slow transition back to normalcy with getting out there and playing. We're starting to see some states loosen the reins of quarantine, lockdowns, all that kind of shit. People are going to slowly but surely start getting back out there, returning to work, commuting again. Like, who knows? Stay safe, everybody. But it's kind of looks like we're on the up and up as returning to normalcy. And I think this is kind of, as far as the game is concerned, you're going to have this nice long weeks long event to get out there and play. So this is a really cool thing. I mean, a week's worth of double Stardust. This is like a PvP player's dream. It's exciting.
Yep. Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right.
Even
we're
for
talking
the
about
experience,
PvP. Adam, Season 2 of the Go Battle League is just a couple days away.
Season 2 is upon us.
And again, another fucking deluge of information. So why don't you start breaking it down? I'll pick it up with some of the details.
It's like, could they just give us a little bit?
No. Remember, we talked about this like months ago. We were like, can they possibly keep up this pace? It's like, hold my fucking beer. Yes, we can keep up this pace.
And they went even further. But yeah, so this is all going to come from PokemonGoLive.com. I feel like everything this week's coming from Pokemon Go Live.
All three things, all three major topics we've talked about today. I'm telling you, they're killing it. Straight from Pokemon Go Live.
We have our schedule for Season 2 of the Go Battle League. Each league rotation has been extended. And we also welcome the first ever official Go Battle League competition, the Premier Cup. And all start and end times for each date are at 1 p.m. PDT. All right, so Season 1 begins with Great League. That will be running from Friday, May 1st, the date this podcast releases, or the day you're hearing this, through Monday, May 25th. Next up is Ultra League, which runs from Monday, May 25th through Monday, June 15th. Here's where things get very interesting. Master League runs from Monday, June 15th through Monday, June 29th. However, the Premier Cup will also run during the Master League window. The Premier Cup will also not have a CP limitation. However, legendary and mythical Pokemon are banned. So this is the first time we're seeing Pokemon proper, or Niantic proper, like
chopping up the meta.
On
I know.
Pokemon.
It's great. It's great. We needed it.
This is a step in the right direction. We were just talking about this. Go Stadium, guys. Oh man, I'm all right. Whew, so excited. All three leagues will be available along with the Premier Cup from Monday, June 29th to Monday, July 6th. Season 3 is scheduled to begin on Monday, July 6th, and all days are tentative and subject to change. Also for Season 2, the walking and Pokecoin requirements to unlock sets of battles will still be removed, which is awesome because we were anticipating it. We weren't sure. Now we know.
Get the
We're good for
battles
another
in.
season.
Get them in. Get it in.
Yep. Pikachu Libre avatar items are still available at rank 7. Metagross will be guaranteed reward rank for 1, and Pikachu Libre will be guaranteed at rank 10. And Steven Stone avatar items will be at rank 10 reward as well.
Yep. So
if you still haven't gotten that pose, get it.
No, man, because I'm not fucking rank 10. I want that Pikachu Libre. I was hoping
No,
for
I'm not.
Season 2 they were going to lower it.
I can't get out of
I'm stuck
my
in
rank.
8, dude.
I don't even know what rank
I'm stuck in rank 8,
I think I'm in 7.
Oh, hey, man, at least you get your elite, charge TM. We'll talk about that in a second, too. But in addition to everything that Adam just said, so Adam laid out the schedule. It's good stuff. Premier Cup is going to be exciting. I'd assume that when this is running at the same time as Master League and then ultimately all the leagues, when you initiate a battle, you'll have the chance to select it as, what league you want to play in. So rather than clicking on Master League, you'll be able to just click on Premier Cup, and then you'll have those bands where, when you go to select your party, it won't even give you the option to choose a legendary or mythical. So that's exciting. But get this, there's a lot more information here that they put in this Season 2 announcement. I'm going to read this directly from PokemonGoLive.com. It says, the Go Battle League reward system has been changed slightly. You can now earn a Pokemon reward encounter after your 3rd win on the basic rewards track and after your 1st win in the premium rewards track. Game changer.
That's awesome.
Fucking
game changer. Because I play 3 and I'm like, I need to win one of these next 2 in order to get a reward. Because 3 is reasonable. I can totally win 3. Makes me try a little bit harder too.
But that getting 4 out of 5 is typically that's a real challenge. That's a real challenge. 3, I typically will go 3 out of 5. Which only makes me fucking, gain 5 points of MMR or whatever the hell it is, between sets, but I could do 3. But 1 win out of 5 in the premium track, that's fucking good stuff. The ranking system has been adjusted. More wins are now required to get to ranks 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it used to be able to, get up to levels, rank 7 really quick. Now it's going to require more wins to do so. I like that.
Yeah.
Some of your guaranteed reward encounters will be different for Season 2. You'll encounter these Pokemon at each listed rank. Stunfisk starting at rank 4, Rufflet starting at rank 8. This is big because Rufflet is a holdout for a lot of people. Now you got to get to rank 8 to get it. That sucks. Scraggy starting at rank 9. So I hope you guys got your Scraggy because a lot of people are not making it to rank 9, including myself. I'm fucking struggling. If you reach rank 10, you'll earn a new avatar pose. They don't give any information on it. They just say a new avatar pose. And trainers who finish Season 2 at rank 7 or higher will receive an Elite Fast TM rather than Elite Charge TM. Other than that, end-of-season rewards will stay the same as Season 1. Okay, so if that wasn't a bunch of information, this is where things fucking get, I'm like that gif of Jonah Hill, this is good shit. Listen to this. We're excited to announce some. Hold on, let me get another White Claw going for this. All right, we're excited to announce some additional updates to trainer battles. Trainers will be able to initiate trainer battles via QR code from anywhere, regardless of trainer's friendship level or distance. Holy shit. We've talked about this, and it sucks because when we were talking with John and AJ from Go Stadium, we knew about this, but we couldn't talk about it with them. So it was killing me because we were talking about the friendship requirement. So it's pretty much going away, which means for something like Go Stadium, in their lobbies in Discord, they're going to be able to show, and same thing with Sylph, you're going to be able to see the QR codes on screen. So with your phone, you could just scan the screen and fucking battle the trainer.
Awesome.
It's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. AJ hit the nail on the head. He said, Niantic has to see the amount of motivation and the way that the PvP community was able to mobilize during all this madness. And John said it well when he said the amount of revenue that they're gaining because of that mobilization has to be immense. So I think they've listened to the trainers and they've listened to their bank accounts, because remote QR code, battles are here. It's fucking amazing. And this is starting on Friday.
That's
so
awesome.
by the time you hear this, this is live. What this also means for someone like me, who's a tournament organizer, no more managing fucking spreadsheets. I don't have to manage spreadsheets anymore of getting people to reach Ultra Friend or higher. That was like the worst part of managing remote tournaments. Now it's just, I just need a screenshot of your QR code and I can post it right in the fucking server. Amazing. Okay, some more stuff. For trainer battles with friends, the friendship level requirement will remain lowered so you can send invites to good friends and great friends. Originally, battles can only be done with ultra friends. So that lowered requirement to good friends, it's staying like that. Could this change in the future? Who knows? But they're not listing this right now as a temporary thing. So if you have someone on your friends list, yes, if you have their QR code, you can scan it. But again, you're going to need a computer to do that. You could be out in the park and still battle your good friends or higher simply by going through the friends menu. Fantastic. And then we have a couple more updates here with movesets. Drill Run, its energy requirement has been reduced. Moonblast, its energy requirement and damage have both been reduced, and it now has a chance to lower the opponent's attack stat. That's pretty cool. This is a big one here. Wild Charge. Its energy requirement has been reduced and damage has been increased, and it will sharply lower the user's defense stat. Not will have a chance to. It will sharply lower, and sharply means 2 stages. So now, like, Wild Charge Raikou is going to be fucking nasty. Absolutely nasty in PvP.
But then you got to switch out quick.
Yes.
Because switching out takes away the status effect.
Yeah, it resets it. All right. Along with these updates to existing attacks, the following Pokemon will be able to learn an attack you couldn't learn before: Palkia and Aquatail. Aquatail gives Palkia a powerful water-type charged attack that charges quickly, helping Palkia stand out from other legendary dragon types in the Master League and making Protect Shield decisions tougher for opponents. So now Palkia will have some relevance in PvP. I love how they're switching this stuff up and rebalancing and doing all this stuff. Man, AJ was kind of busting my chops when he was just like, I crack up when Ken says that PvP is a niche thing. Look, it is a niche thing, but with decisions by Niantic like this, it's going to just keep gaining popularity, gaining accessibility, and more trainers are going to be taking part. So I am so freaking excited for so many different reasons. I'm excited as a trainer with PvP Trainer because I'm going to be able to get these rewards. I'm excited as a tournament organizer because it's going to be so easy to coordinate battles. I'm excited that all these moves are it's just so much shit. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. Can you tell?
Yeah, like if you play this game, there's no reason to be unhappy right now.
Well, that might be a stretch. There's always going to be a reason to be pissed.
No, I mean they just gave us that box for 30 Ultra Balls and stuff. Like, come on.
Yeah, and it was 50, right?
Wasn't they gave
50?
us the remote
50 Ultra Balls.
I thought it was 30.
No, 30. Was it Ultra? Was it? I don't know.
I think it was 30 Ultra Balls and then some berries and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was 50 Great Balls was last week.
Yep.
Yeah, but no.
And then it's and they gave us the remote raid passes, so it's like we got a 2-for-1.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. This is I got to give it to Niantic, one, for doing an amazing job pivoting because of all the COVID shit, but 2, getting all this stuff out so quickly, and it's like they had to get this shit out because the country is starting to, and the world is starting to turn around. We're starting to normalize. So the effects of COVID, if they didn't get the stuff out, it's like, well, how does this play into their long-term strategy at that point? So absolutely amazing job by Niantic,
Yeah,
I'm so
they're really
fired
doing
up.
such a fantastic job.
Yeah. All right, Adam, we got a couple bits of miscellaneous news here. You want to run through some of this stuff before we wrap up?
Yes. All right, so we had Pidgey Spotlight Hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Yes.
It was this Tuesday. Pidgeys were absolutely out of control.
Yep.
It was like, have you ever seen the movie Birds?
The Birds?
It's or the Birds, yeah. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah. It was
only
good.
like in your game.
How'd you
They
do?
were everywhere. I caught a whole bunch. I started evolving all the ones that I was catching because I was using the Pokeball Plus, and I'm like, because I finally charged it. I've been messing with it, just seeing, because I got a Pokemon in there. I wanted to see how well it works, and holy cow, it actually does what you say it does. Like, it actually works. I think it works better than the Go Plus. So I'm catching stuff with that, and I'm evolving at the same time. And I was like, after probably like 20 evolutions, I was like, this is bonkers. Like, I'm not doing this. This is too much work. So I just said, I'm going to catch Pidgeys. And I caught, I don't know, probably like 100 of them. And then because we had been on a walk, and then I was like, all right, let's stop, at this Pokestop, and, just to see, like 5 minutes left. And we stopped, and there's more Pidgeys than I had caught or seen just in front of me at all these Pokestops and gyms next to me. And I'm like, I don't even know if I can catch all these.
Yeah.
I caught like 3 or 4, and then I got a shiny. So I was like, okay, I'm happy.
Oh, nice. Nice.
How'd you do?
I did fucking amazing. I played in Red Bank. I played on foot solo. I caught 292 Pidgeys and ended with 2 shiny Pidgey and a shiny Execute. I couldn't be happier.
Whoa.
Yep, it was fucking unbelievable. I didn't worry about evolving. I was like, you know what? I'll do this at another time. I just want to go for the Pidgeys. I had 1 shiny Pidgey already. So now I have the whole line, which I'm very, very excited about. And yeah, I loved it. I think that, it raises the question to me again, though, of how these events are going to impact community days going forward. We all know community days are 3 hours. I mean, obviously our last one was 6 hours, but they're like mini little community days. So
yes.
Could this take away from the once a month community day if they're going to be doing 4 of these? Now, the thing is, we don't know what May is going to look like yet. They haven't talked about spotlight hours for May. Like in April, they gave us the whole month ahead of time. They haven't said a peep about what's going on in May. So even to this point, we have no idea what's going on. So we'll have to see if this continues, but I'd imagine it has to be on their brain of how these kind of events will affect the monthly community day, because it's like having 4 fucking community days a month, because it's so nuts. I mean, I caught 290.
As long as they mix in Pokemon that don't have a shiny form, I think it's okay. Like, even if it's just like random, like if they were giving us like Weedles, like super random, no shiny, not that exciting, but they could say like, oh yeah, if you evolve it,
like
you'll get
Purloin
XP. Yeah, like when they did Purloin, the only thing to look forward to was literally me finding one that I could use for PvP. Yeah. And like this Pidgey, I found 2. I found one at rank 45 and one at rank 35, but the 35 one rank is ACP 10. And the other one was like, it's like 2 power-ups away from being fully powered. So I'm like at that internal conflict with myself. Do I power up the one that's a little bit better?
You love spending dust. Just fucking spend it.
I do. But I don't want to. So some trainers, including me, saw the Kanto Throwback Challenge show up early in their Today view. Not a big deal, but it's still weird. I know we already talked about it, but that's just, it's in the notes. We're going to go with it. Bonus research tasks should be out by the time you hear this. These are the tasks that show up at midnight every night.
Yeah, we saw trainers from New Zealand today see this. So I'd imagine that this, and I think the task I saw on Twitter was transfer 10 Pokemon. So, hey, that's if they give us a transfer task every night, that's fucking awesome. Wake up in the morning, clean out your box, giggity.
Oh my God, then you wouldn't even need that. That gives you a reason to clean out your box instead of adding more spaces. Oh, that's perfect.
I know, I like
Come on, send it. Okay, and then Pokemon Go put out a tweet saying that Volbeat and Illumise were migrating regions. However, they took it down a few minutes later.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, Ken sent me this message and I'm like, or tagged me in it, and I'm like, I've been catching Illumise all day. I was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And then come to find out that it is taken down.
I'd imagine that this is going to happen. That tweet may have just fired early. You know what I mean? And it's funny because during the whole, thing where they were spawning fucking everywhere, Adam was like, I'm going after the Illumise because I have a feeling they're going to rotate regions. And I was like, no, I'm going after the Volbeats because they're not going to do that. And here we go. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, because I caught the Illumise shiny, so I'm like so thankful.
Yeah, that's the good one.
And plus it was yellow, and yellow's my favorite color, so I was like, I need to get that one. But the Elite TM box came out, and while many hardcore battlers picked it up, I'm not sure too many others did. I myself did not. But you can check out g2g.media for a complete list of all the potential TMable legacy moves.
So I did I put a Twitter poll up, and I said, how many Pokecoins would you pay for a standalone single Elite Charge TM? And the choices were, I'm not buying it, up to 300, up to 400, up to 500. And 55% of people said, I'm not buying it. So I don't know what they're going to do here. It's a very, I mean, maybe they're okay with it just being a very small penetration item, giggity, to like the battlers, because I don't see a lot of people buying this. I know a lot of people may have bought the box, but it's an expensive fucking item. 500-600 Pokecoins when you break it down. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's an expensive item, but people wanted
I'd rather do a couple
Stone
raids.
Edge Blaziken or that double legacy Dugong, that's good shit for PvP.
See, I don't know. I'd rather just get some regular TMs and just go from there.
Yeah, but what if you have an amazing Swampert and you want that Hydro Cannon Swampert? You gonna wait a year for the fucking throwback of Community Day, or just go for it? That's why I mean the battlers are going to be the ones buying it, not the general, the general player.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, and so next, a little over a week ago, the New Jersey Go Battle League versus PokemonGO Radio League PvP tournament went down. And we're excited to say that the New Jersey Go Battle League won the event.
Yes, I'm so very excited. This was absolutely amazing. Thank you and congratulations to the New Jersey Go Battle League. Thank you to every trainer that was involved. PokemonGO Radio League, you guys were awesome. It was amazing seeing how team-based competition in PokemonGO PvP could work. With Sylph, they have very explicit rules. If you're in a tournament, you're not allowed to discuss with other competitors the movesets per se of the people that you're playing against, because you don't want to give anyone, give up their information. But in a team-based setting, it was all bets were off. So the teams had spreadsheets made up. They were putting up their, logging all the movesets that they were seeing against their opponents. Like, it was absolutely amazing to see the team-based strategy in action. It was so cool. I definitely want to do this again. I was approached by a couple organizations that have teams that want to go against the New Jersey Go Battle League. We're definitely going to be setting this stuff up, especially if you're international. I want to start, building some global rivalries through PvP, especially now that we don't have to take up friend space, to do so. Also, Go Stadium is doing their second Go Team Up tournament. The Go Team Up tournament runs through challenge.com It's a 4-person tournament, single elimination bracket. New Jersey Go Battle League is entering 5 teams into the tournament. So we're definitely excited to meet any teams out in the arena, out on the battlefield. Definitely check out Go Stadium and get involved in their team-based stuff. I think this is the future. It's going to come down to what will make Pokemon Go PvP esport ready, is the ability for us to have teams, team management, team strategies, all that good stuff. I'm really, really excited. But all right, finally, for the last part of the show, let's check in with Professor Willow.
I'm Wolfie with Gaming Together Media, and this is Willows Almanac.
Okay, just to recap some dates here. Go Battle League Season 1 will be in full swing by the time you hear this, starting Friday, May 1st. Darkrai in 5-star raids through Tuesday the 5th, and we're going to see Altered Form Giratina take its place after that. The Throwback Celebration for Kanto starts this Friday by the time you hear this, and will run through Friday, May 8th, when Johto will take over. And we are unsure, like I said before, we're unsure what's going to happen with Spotlight and Bonus Hour for May, so just make sure you stay tuned to our social channels. As soon as we hear anything from Niantic, we'll be sure to post that up so you guys know what to expect. And as always, you can check out g2g.media to get their calendar of events if you want to subscribe to specific events. And you could also subscribe to our public Google Calendar. Link will be in the description if you want to subscribe to that. Holy shit, Adam, that was like a full show. Just this back half of the episode.
That was
a lot of information.
I mean, we didn't get any calls or anything like that in, or any emails, right?
We got 1 or 2 emails, but they weren't like quick questions. They were more of just like testimonials and things like that, which we love. We appreciate that, but nothing to fill into the show. And again, we had to skip Poke the Bear again, just in the time, for the time constraint, because we had
there's just so much.
There's just so much.
Like,
there's just too much.
I'm still
going
like
on.
mind blown, because I'm like, I have to get ready for the next season of Go Battle League. I have to prepare myself to finish this like research task to catch Shiny Venonat, and then get ready for the following week.
Even when we were talking with Go Stadium, like as we're talking to them, I'm deleting shit out of the notes because it was going so long. I was like, dude, I could talk to these guys for fucking hours about anything, about butts. AJ, it's butt. But yeah, it was
It is.
he's a fucking butt. But I think that's gonna wrap it up, man. Let's wrap it up there, Adam. This was an exciting show. Lots of information. I'm so fired up. Oh, also, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at GoCast. Make sure you check out their show this week. They got trainer tips on the show, so I just wanted to give them a little plug. It's always good to hear trainer tips coming into the podcast space, and I can't wait to hear it. So I'm sure everyone else will like it as well. So make sure you check out GoCast. Those guys are doing good stuff over there. We really like them. Adam, you got anything else?
No, just keep catching stuff. Oh, and I caught a shiny Bulbasaur before we started the show.
Yeah,
like,
we're like
we
about to hit record, and he's like, "Oh!" I go, "Did you just catch a shiny?" He's like, "Yep." Fucking Adam. All right, everyone, keep training trainers. Thanks again. We'll see you all next week.